Wednesday morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode with me, the Gear Swiftly, as your host. No card market watch today, as the fluctuation of Battle Legends is still ongoing, as it's not officially out yet, but as we can see, most people actually put their chips in, as they say, so we're going to see what's going on. Today I'm going to go over like 10 cards that are either 5 for future use or 5 for current use, so things that we're going to use now that aren't specifically archetypal. So no gates, no fossils, no appliances, things that are going to be either used in future archetype updates, as in like Rise of the Duelist, which is coming out very soon, or Phantom Rage, or things that are obviously just good now because of it. So yeah, let's jump into the video. As always, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. Everything helps me out. You guys have been doing a wonderful job lately. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the video. So, number 5 for things that are going to be good in the future. I'm going to go with Dark Spell Regeneration. Now I will put the card up here, and I will for the rest of the cards, just so you know what I'm talking about. When an opponent wants to declares an attack, target one spell in your opponent's graveyard, set it to the field. You can banish this card from your graveyard, and send one monster reborn from your hand or set on your field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Winged Dragon of Ra from your graveyard, ignoring summon conditions, and then you can send one monster your opponent controls to the graveyard. Also, send that specially summoned monster to the graveyard during your end phase. As we're aware, the next Duelist set coming out is going to be Malak Ishtar, which means it's going to be a Ra based set. In that sense, you know, it's called Rage of Ra. We know what we're expecting. We're going to be getting more archetypal stuff like this. So for now, it's not massively great. It comes out in secret rare in this, so you know you might get 1 per box, maybe 2, depending on the ratios when we see them in Europe. But yeah, this is something to hold on to for now, and then we can see what happens in the next like 2 months or so when it comes out. I think it comes out either the end of September or very early October. But something to hold on to for then. Next, we can have a look at Psychic Wave. Now, Psychic Wave isn't specifically a great card. I don't think people are going to actually use it in their Jinzo decks. But in Rise of the Duelist, we're receiving support for Jinzo in the form of a XYZ card. The XYZ card itself isn't that great either, in my honest opinion. But with Psychic Wave, it is a, if you control a machine monster, send 1 Jinjo from your hand to the deck, to the graveyard. So, or deck, to the graveyard. Inflict citron damage to your opponent, which isn't a lot, but you never know. It could just be like the little bit that you need just to finish the guy off. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, so your following turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target 1 machine monster in your graveyard and send 1 Jinzo monster from your deck to the graveyard. And if you do add that targeted monster to your hand, you can only use the effect of Psychic Wave once per turn. It's a quick spell. So, yeah, it's not continuous, it's a quick spell. This comes out, obviously in this set, it comes out as an ultra rare, so you probably will see a couple of these per box. Now, this is kind of weird in terms of, like, I'm not really sure how to consider this card, but high rate draw. I thought, like, if this was Magic the Gathering and you're running a zombie deck, it'd make a lot of sense because you just kill off your zombies, do all this damage, recur them, like, again, because that's how zombies work in the game. I think there might be a way to use this in maybe some zombie decks, but that's possibly about it. I'm not massively too sure, but this is a high rate draw. Destroy 2 or more monsters you control. And if you do, draw 1 card for every 2 monsters you destroyed. So, it's a weird trap version of like Part of Extravagance, except you're destroying your monsters. During your opponent's main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can use the effect of high rate draw once per turn. Like, it says monsters you control. I'm not sure if that's alluding to you can't use tokens, or if it basically just means whatever's on the field can be used as fodder. So, I mean, if you can literally spill out a load of tokens onto the field, get rid of all those tokens, because maybe you can't link some of them away, maybe you can't XYZ them away. So there you go. You got maybe you're drawing 2 new cards now, or at least drawing 1 more card. It's something to consider. I don't think it's going to be a very good card, but it's something maybe to consider in future archetypes, or at least maybe future support for other cards in that sense. Number 4, Fire Flint Lady. She is a fire warrior. She's going to do very well in any warrior deck. She's going to be superb in the Inferno Knights that I keep going on about. Yes, I know it's probably getting boring that you keep hearing me say this, but that archetype looks fantastic. And this is a, if you control a warrior monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Free extender. You can send this card from your field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 level 4 lower warrior monsters from your hand. So, yeah, you pull this card. Wasn't the card you need to continue your play. You summon her for free. You go, you know what? Sod this. Throw her in the bin. I'm drawing something out from my another monster from my hand, because I get a special summon now. And if you do, your opponent cannot target it with a card effect this turn. Fantastic. It now has a untargetable effect to it. You can only use the effect of Fire Flint Lily once per turn. Yeah, makes sense. I don't know if this would be a free of in any warrior or fire deck, well, fire warrior deck. But I think it's very good. I think it's at least a one of in a deck. And in all fairness, it works very well for Noble Knights and possibly heroes, because most of the heroes that you want to use as a base rule are level 4. I think it's great. It's a free summon for a special summon. Obviously, the issue with this is as well, it's Nibiru, so you've got to be careful of Nibiru coming around. And then, something else from the set that I'm going to tell you is my number 5 is Ra's Disciple. Now, yes, this is already a card that's been out. This isn't a new card or anything. This isn't like archetypal like support specifically. But Ra's Disciple is obviously Ra's Disciple. It's a card that we're going to be using for Ra in the upcoming Rage of Ra. So, yeah, get your playset of these if you can. Hopefully these are still cheap. I had a quick look on eBay earlier. I think they were going for like £3 to £4 each. Had a look on Card Market. I'm pretty sure Card Market was selling for about £1.50 each in English. And this is sort of your price range you're looking at. For now, obviously prices can go down, prices can go up. But the issue is, that's pretty much how things work. If someone just goes, okay, I'm going to buy like 50 copies of this card, that takes off all the £1, £2 and £3 cards. They're all gone. You're left with the 4 to 5, and they just go, okay, I'm going to hold on to these now until Rage of Ra comes out, and then that's it. You're stuck then. So you go, okay, I want to play this deck. It's a bit of a fun deck. What's that? Ra's Disciple now costs £6 or £7 per card. Well, that's not cool. That's not a cheap deck anymore. No, it's not. And that's what's happened with the other Ra's Disciples. They held a really good high price point. I'm pretty sure the cheapest on eBay for a long time was like £10 for like the Ultras. I think the secrets were like 15. Here you go, look in Card Market, and they were sort of around about the 7 to 8 mark, which is obviously better, but not as good as 150. So, there we go. But Ra's Disciple, when this is summoned, you can special summon up to 2 Ra's Disciples from your hand and or deck. Cannot be tribute, except for tribute summoning Scythe of the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormentor, or the Winged Dragon of Ra. You cannot special summon monsters except by the effects of Ra's Disciples. So, yeah, if you can get one of these in your hand, normal summon it, special summon 2 more. What's that? Alright, you need to sort of protect these now for another turn, but you can easily get out your big plays. So we're now going to go over sort of the 5 cards from this set that we're getting now that are going to help current day decks, either just because it drops the price of, or they were just hard to get hold of, or maybe both. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Cross Sheep. So yep, Cross Sheep came out in Ignition Assault not that long ago, came out as a rare, came out as a very, very, very short printed rare. I'm aware of people literally opening like half a case, like 6 booster boxes, cracking them open, and they're getting 0 Cross Sheep. That's how rare these were. They were rarer than some secret rares, which is obviously quite an awkward thing to think about. But Cross Sheep, Link 2. 2 monsters with different names. If this monster is special summoned to a zone with a card pointing to it, you can apply the following effects in sequence, based on the card types of the monsters with this card's points to. Ritual. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Fusion. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard. Synchro. All monsters you control gain 700 attack. XYZ. All monsters your opponents control lose 700 attack. You can only use the effects of Cross Sheep once per turn. Very meta card. Very well used. Very well loved. And it's now out in ultra rare, so it's obviously a much better rarity, as well as it obviously just being more on the market. More copies are great. It's not fetching currently a high price right now. I think averagely we saw it going for around about the 120 to 150 mark on Card Market yesterday. Or the day before. Can't remember now. But yeah, like it's a good price. It's something you should definitely consider picking up. Obviously, as some people have said in the comments, like, don't spend your money on this yet, wait till the weekend. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, but you have to think about this. You have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks before you either figure out that the market's going to drop or the market's going to rise. And you never know that happens until it happens. So you basically go, yeah, cross sheep, it's fine. There's like 200 on market. They're currently going for 150. You look at them on Friday. You come back Monday. There's 17 on market, and the cheapest now is £18. And that's how it works sometimes with cards. I'm not saying this is going to happen with cross sheep, as I feel like cross sheep's probably going to get quite printed in a good amount, as they're already slandered for the fact that they short printed in the first place. So fingers crossed, cross sheep ultra rare and now rares will be relatively affordable. Invocation. Now, the thing that annoys me most about Invocation is they did this in Secret Rare again. Konami, people didn't need this in Secret Rare again. They wanted an ultra rare again. You want to be hoping for a playset per box because people just want to play the goddamn deck without spending a fortune. Now, in all fairness, from what we can see on market, Invocations aren't massively outrageous in price. You're getting a playset for like £30, 30 to like £35. So, that's better than it was, as the cheapest playsets before were looking around about the 60 to 70 mark. And then if you obviously, the higher rarity went, the more you're looking. But, yeah, obviously more copies on market make things better. Again, this is one of those cards that are possibly more likely to go up in price, just because it is a secret rare. You're not guaranteed one per box. I've watched, I think, about 4 or 5 different openings now from different people, and you're averaging like maybe one every other box from what I can see. So, they're gonna go up a little bit at least. They're gonna be probably like 15 to 20. Which is obviously not great. When we saw a market a couple of weeks ago, they were at like 750, which I thought was a good price when I thought they were ultra rares. But now we know they're secret rares. They're going to be hard to get hold of. But Invocation, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand as fusion materials. If summoning an invoked fusion monster this way, you can also banish monsters from your field and or player's graveyard as fusion materials. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one of your banished Alistair the Invoker. Shuffle this card into your deck, and if you do, add that card to your hand. You can only use the effect of Invocation once per turn. Great card. I wish the invoked / invoker had like their own like actual archetypal support for like just having a deck of these cards, but they do make a specifically good engine with Meltdown, Alistair and Invocation. Fantastic cards, definitely a free of each until we get a limiting ruling. And then the invoke cards themselves are all just very good. Majority of them are very good. And then we're going to talk about Obedience School. So, yeah, I think you've heard me talk about this before. There aren't many level 2 beast decks currently around, but they will be around very shortly in Rise the Duelist, which I probably should have put this in the last one rather than Rise Disciple. But I thought, it made more sense there, as Rise the Duelist is literally on our doorstep. It's going to be here like in 2 weeks. And I think that's something people haven't really realised, that for whatever reason, Konami has just, for good or worse, has just thrown content at us in terms of like boxes, which is good, because obviously it's nice that the company's trying to obviously like keep things flowing, especially in the current day climate. But I think they're doing it the wrong way. Like, they need to space it out a bit more than this. It's nice that we're obviously getting stuff still, like, don't get me wrong, but in the last like 3 months it feels like we're having something come out like every other week. Which again, feels great. But it can be overbearing. So, Obedience School. If you control no monsters, special summon 3 bad boys, level 2 or lower beast type effect monsters with different names from your deck. Their effects are negated. And they are destroyed during the end phase. You're gonna just link some of them off. I don't think there's any good XYZs, so you're not gonna like spam them out to like XYZs. I'm presuming you're gonna link some of these out, so you're gonna go into like an Almirage, then link to that, and then like link 3 that, and then there you go. If you activate this card, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except beast type monsters. I'm sure there's some good like beast type monsters. I've said that. Yeah, it's definitely free in these types of decks. Obviously, we've got like the Malafide archetype coming out very soon, as well as other level 2 beasts that are available. I'm pretty sure like Malafides have like 4 of the 5 cards that are coming out are effect monsters as well, level 2, so it shouldn't be hard to just like throw them on the field. And then for number 4, Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion Baby Boy. So yeah, you all know what this does. It's a meanie face. It's a combo maker. It's to come with player. It's a level 2. Sadly not a beast though, it's just a machine. It's coming out in ultra rare, so it's its highest rarity, which is good. It only has one other printing, which is why this card was getting quite expensive at one point. People were still paying like £12 to £13 for these cards like literally like a week ago, and it's like, the likelihood of you going to a tournament and actually playing right now, it's non-existent. Maybe locals are having like a little like 5 people tournament, but you're not going to an actual tournament. Don't pay £13 for a goddamn O-line when it's going to be like £1, £2 in like a week. But anyway, you banish this card from your graveyard. Immediately after this, effect resolves. Normal summon 1, make a Phantom Beast monster from your hand. Where you control a token, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1, make a Beast Phantom token, machine type, wind, level 3, attack 0/0, defense 0/0. You can only use the effect of make a Phantom Beast O-line once per turn. Just not to get the combo off. So yeah, very good in current format with synchro summonings. It's obviously a tuner, so yeah, very effective. And then last but not least, for this little one is Madolce Angeli. So you're thinking, why is this really good? It's just giving people more chance to play the deck. Its current price is kind of random in terms of what it is. From what people have said and from what I've seen while looking at these other videos, people obviously aren't flooding the market with these videos yet, because obviously people don't want to sort of let out how many pulls you get in per box, so just sort of how you set the sort of your price points. But yeah, from the few I've seen, like Angeli does seem to be quite uncommon in terms of how often it's pulled. I saw one video where I think you pulled a playset, and I saw like 2 other videos where you didn't pull 1 at all, and then I saw a video where you pulled 2, and I saw a video where you pulled 1. So yeah, it's not a massively common card in these box openings. I said this now, I probably pulled like 12 or something in my opening. If this card is in your possession, it's destroyed by your opponent's card, by battle or by card effect. You can send to your graveyard, shuffle this card into your deck. You can treat this card, special summon 1 Madolce monster from your deck, but shuffle it into the deck during your end phase of your next turn. You can only use the effect of Madolce Angeli once per turn. That special summoned monster cannot be destroyed by battle. It's just a good card. It does plays. It's a little bit of an extender, not massively, it extends a little bit. It's obviously only 1 turn, but obviously we now live in a link summoning world where basically even if it's on the field, you can just convert them into other things. We've got spells that let you like fusion summon off during your opponent's turn. It's all just good stuff. But guys, as much as it's been more of a rambly one, this has been it for today. I know it's not the greatest, but I hope you've enjoyed the content. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, with fingers crossed, if the Postman and Tier 0 are on the same wavelength, we should be getting our 2 boxes of Battle of Legends, so I'll be opening them for you on the channel. But that's it, guys. So peace out. You guys have a fantastic Thursday and Wednesday, and we'll see you when we see you next. And for that, goodbye.